Have you ever stopped to notice how certain patterns repeat in your life, as if there were an invisible choreography between what you feel and what the world delivers to you? There is an ancient code, etched into the emerald tablet, which states that you are not just in the universe, but the entire universe pulses within you. Stay with me until the end, because today we are going to decipher the secret language that links the stars to your destiny, revealing how spirituality and self-knowledge can transform your external reality by mastering your inner world. In this meeting, we will explore how the wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus and the deep psychology of Carl Jung reveal that your pain, your dreams, and even the strangest coincidences are messages from a cosmos that never stops speaking to you. Prepare yourself for a spiritual awakening that goes beyond the clichés. We are living in a time of profound disconnection, where many seek answers outside, ignoring that the stage of life is a faithful reflection of our soul. By understanding the principle, as above, so below, we stop being victims of circumstances and become the architects of our own vibration. This is not a magical promise, but a practical framework for personal development and emotional maturity. The Hermetic principle of correspondence teaches us that the universe is an infinite mirror. What we call the outside is nothing more than the projection of our internal landscape. Imagine your mind is the surface of a lake. If the water is murky, the reflected sky will appear distorted. Ancient wisdom invites us to look at the sky, the macrocosm, not as something distant, but as the amplified representation of the laws that govern our cells and thoughts. When you change the frequency of what vibrates within, the mirror of the world has no choice but to reflect a new image. It's not about controlling the reflection, but about healing the one looking in the mirror. Delving into this mirror means understanding that physical reality is the final frontier of manifestation. Before something becomes a fact in your life, it was a thought, an emotion, and a vibrational seed. If the world seems hostile, it is imperative to investigate what defenses and conflicts are operating in the shadows of your psyche. The mystic does not see the world as something to be conquered, but as a map to be read. Every encounter, every loss, and every triumph are signs of a sacred geometry trying to align your human consciousness with the divine intelligence that sustains the galaxies. But this reflection is not static. It manifests through time via events that seem to conspire for or against us. Centuries after Hermes, Carl Jung gave a modern name to this connection: synchronicity. He realized that external events and internal states can connect through meaning, without an apparent physical cause. It's that book falling off the shelf with the answer you needed, or the chance encounter that changes your trajectory. For Jung, matter and psyche are two sides of the same coin. Synchronicity is the universe winking at you, confirming that your inner path is aligned with the flow of the all. It is proof that the silence of your heart echoes in the gears of life. Synchronicity challenges our linear logic and plunges us into the unus mundus, the unitary reality where there is no separation between the observer and the thing observed. When you experience a synchronistic event, you are witnessing the principle of correspondence in full action, where time bends to unite the soul's desire with the world's opportunity. Jung believed these moments are milestones of individuation, signaling that you are breaking the shell of the ego to become who you truly are. They are not mere accidents. They are interventions of the self, the totality of your psyche, calling you back home. This dance between the self and the world is only possible because we are made of the same substance that composes the infinite. There is a fractal nature to everything that exists. The same patterns that rule the birth of a galaxy govern the branching of neurons in your brain. The lunar cycles that move the tides are the same ones that influence your biological rhythms and emotional states. By understanding that you are a microcosm, you stop fighting against the cycles of life. You understand that, just as the universe has times of expansion and withdrawal, your soul also needs winters to flourish. You are not an isolated piece. You are cosmic consciousness itself experiencing humanity. This biological and spiritual connection reveals that the human body is the ultimate alchemical laboratory. When Hermes speaks of the stars, he also refers to the energy centers and latent capacities within us. The macrocosm is the intelligence that orders planetary orbits. The microcosm is the consciousness that can order the chaos of its own impulses. Recognizing this stellar heritage means accepting that you possess cosmic dignity. Your daily struggles are not insignificant. They are echoes of universal tensions seeking harmony through your experience. And for these forms to manifest, there must be a breath, a constant pulse that keeps life in motion. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates, Hermes said. Jung translated this force as psychic energy or libido. Your thoughts and emotions are not just abstractions. They are real frequencies that shape your biology and attract resonant realities. When you remain stuck in fear or scarcity, you tune your life to that radio station. The awakening of consciousness begins when you take responsibility for your vibration. By cultivating presence and inner silence, you raise your vital tone, allowing emotional healing to happen from the inside out. To transmute this energy, you must understand that the quality of your attention is your greatest vibrational power. Where you look, your energy flows. If your mind is a battlefield of past worries or future anxieties, your vibration becomes fragmented, preventing the crystallization of your purposes. Authentic inner work consists of purifying the channels of perception, removing the residue of limiting beliefs that act as filters that lower your frequency. By tuning into gratitude and clarity, you aren't just thinking positive, you are altering the electromagnetic signature of your being. This vibration is not just a mystical idea, it is the tool with which we build our sanity and our results in the real world. This wisdom is the foundation of contemporary mental health. Your repetitive thought patterns create the strategy with which you face success or failure in the external world. Even the collective consciousness of society is a macrocosm of individual beliefs. If we seek peace in the world, we must first organize the chaos in our own internal operating system. Global change is, in fact, a sum of individual micro-transformations lived with ethics and truth. By applying as above, so below, to modernity, we realize that our institutions and technologies are extensions of our minds. Social chaos is the symptom of a fragmented collective soul. Therefore, the act of meditating, seeking deep therapy, and cultivating integrity is not a luxury, but a civic and spiritual duty. When an individual resolves an internal conflict, they remove a stumbling block from the path of all humanity. Authentic success flourishes when our external ambition is in direct correspondence with our internal righteousness. However, this internal organization requires us to face the shadows we avoid looking at, accepting that light and darkness walk hand in hand. Hermes taught that everything is dual and that opposites are identical in nature. Jung brought this to the realm of the soul through enantiodromia, the play of opposites. When we try to be perfect and ignore our shadow, it ends up manifesting destructively in the outside world. True spirituality is not seeking the light by denying the darkness, but integrating the opposites. It is understanding that pain and joy are two faces of the same human experience. By embracing your totality, you stop being fragmented and achieve true inner strength. Enantiodromia warns us that everything we take to an extreme ends up transforming into its opposite. Obsessive love becomes hate. Excessive rigidity breaks under pressure. The master is the one who dwells in the center, the point of balance between the polarities. By recognizing that within you dwells the saint and the sinner, the sage and the fool, you remove the emotional charge from the projections you make onto others. Peace arises not from the elimination of conflict, but from the ability to hold the tension of opposites until a third way, a superior synthesis, emerges in consciousness. By balancing these poles within yourself, You stop being a passenger of fate to become the captain of your own soul. Self-mastery is not control, but attentive observation. It is the ability to look at a difficult external event and ask, what does this storm reveal about my inner world? Instead of just trying to endure fate, the Hermetic and Jungian seeker seeks to transmute it. Through conscious visualization and clear intention, you begin to mold the clay of your internal reality. Remember, the universe hears you when you learn to hear yourself. Every small victory over a dark habit reverberates as a new order in your personal cosmos. True self-mastery is the great work of alchemy, transforming the lead of the egoic personality into the gold of the spirit. This requires a discipline that the modern world has forgotten, the discipline of inner silence. When you master your impulses, you become a clear channel for higher laws to act through. You stop reacting and begin to act from a center of stillness. This is the secret of the initiates. They do not try to change the world with brute force. They change themselves and watch the world reorganize around their new presence. Because, in the end, deciphering this secret language is what allows us to walk with firm steps toward a future of interconnection. Understanding that, as above, so below, gives us back our personal power. We are no longer alone in a mechanical and cold universe. We are in a constant dialogue with life. This deep interconnection is the key to navigating the future with wisdom and purpose. By deciphering this secret language, you realize that every person and every challenge is a teacher sent by your own higher self, so that you remember who you truly are. In this future we are building now, the separation between science and spirit, between mind and matter, begins to dissolve. We are rediscovering that ethics is a law of nature as much as gravity is. Interconnection is not just a beautiful concept, it is the fundamental reality of the fabric of space-time. By living with this awareness, our actions become sacred and our journey gains a meaning that death cannot erase. You are the point where heaven and earth kiss. We have reached the point where theory becomes life. What if the reality you see today is just the universe's invitation for you to transform what vibrates in your chest? Healing and expansion are possible because the same force that sustains the galaxies is the one that renews your breath right now. Take this exercise of presence with you. During the next 24 hours, whenever something bothers you in the external world, stop for a second and feel your breath. Ask yourself, what part of me is this mirror trying to show me? Do not judge, just observe. Let the silence bring the answer. If these words touched something inside you, perhaps it is time to take one more step on this path of reuniting with your inner truth. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue receiving content that nourishes the soul with presence and authenticity. Share in the comments what resonated with your heart. Your story might be the mirror someone else needed to find. If you seek a safe haven, know that our community is the sanctuary where fertile silence is shared and deepened. Enjoy the posts on the channel. And to keep expanding this field of presence, we suggest the video pinned in the card. May it be a source of inspiration on your journey. Peace and light.